your first time in the Windy City? Surely not. No?
Yeah.
My first time? Stop it. So excited! I believe that. It's so funny when you ask that because we get asked at a lot of different places.
Of course.
And I always want to say yes. It's kind of a downer to say no.
We're like, I've been here, I know what I'm doing.
I want to say, yeah, my first time. I tell you what, I'm looking at it like it's my first day. Happy Chicago!
My very first convention was in Chicago.
Whoa.
In 2016.
Okay.
Yeah.
So this is like a coming home for you.
It is.
I love it. Has anything changed majorly? Like things that you remember from the 2016 show?
Well, all I've seen so far is another convention center.
Okay,
so
it's still here.
I don't think so.
Still standing.
I was blonde then. Yeah, because I had just done a play where my character's blonde. So it was actually a little bit confusing because I came out on stage and it was for a convention for a specific show.
Right.
You know, about things in another realm.
Right.
And
Places and spaces.
and I wasn't expected to be there till the next day, so I came out on stage the night before because we were doing this big like concert thing. But I was blonde, and so nobody knew who I was. They were like, "Who's this red?" They were like, "Yay!"
She's just gonna be on stage, I guess.
Yeah, they weren't expecting that.
That's too funny. That is too funny. I think that kind of opens up some things in a fun sort of way. Have you ever been mistaken for someone else that is famous? Please do tell.
All the time, doubly more. Yeah.
Hold on. You can't just throw that out there. Doubly more? That's a joke. Please don't.
It is a joke, yeah.
Well, pick up.
You're so gullible.
You had me. Fabulous actress. You had me.
I get Jennifer Garner a lot.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
When I was younger, I used to get Gina Davis.
Oh.
And occasionally, I'm embarrassed to say this one because I don't think it's true, but I get Angelina Jolie sometimes.
Oh, spicy.
I like that. Sometimes I get Katee Sackhoff. Well, people say we could be sisters. I agree. Yeah, I agree. I see that.
Didn't I see you in The Wire?
You?
Is that the
Well, that's what people think we're like. We're so
And this is why he is a fabulous actor. You see how I just presented that? So perfect.
I get confused for Trisha Helfer all the time.
Really?
Yeah, she and I both. I think they just confuse us. Like, my dad loved your show. You should have seen him every time you came out in the red dress. My mom would just go, oh, and I was like, that's not me.
Now the question is, are you friendly with the people that are your doppelgangers? Do you know them? Have you met them?
I have never met Jennifer Garner or Gina Davis or Angelina Jolie.
Funny enough, backstage we actually
I can't get rid of Trisha. She's one of my best friends. And she's a
which is why y'all look alike. You're just like you're one. You melded. That's what happens. I love that.
I like to be confused for a sex girl. Like, I am a Zodiac princess. I'm fun. It's a nice.
It's the qualities. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong. To get into things though, I gotta know when it comes to acting, what drew you to that? Was it a sense of play? Was it a certain charisma that you had, or a teacher that was like, hey, you know what? You gotta sing something. You should use it.
I was on a ride at Universal Studios, and I got a feeling, and I got goosebumps. And I looked at my mom and I said, I want to give people goosebumps. I was like 6 years old. So, yeah.
That's prolific.
Yeah. I don't think I could do what it meant. My mom was like, so you to me, and I was like, this is what that is, I want to do that.
That's amazing. At 6, you were existentially farther ahead than I am. I just want you to know. Definitely.
I don't have a story to top that. I loved performing from an early age. I never considered it a real career just because I didn't know anyone else who had done it, so it didn't feel. So people who know me are not at all surprised I became an actor, but it surprised me. I think because I thought I needed like a practical something or other. But I should have known something because when I was in 5th grade, I made a VHS tape. I don't know how many of you know what that is.
That's right.
Of me, I wanted to be on Debbie Gibson, which tells you like how much I understood how all this works. With my dog barking in the background, and I mailed it to Ed McMahon, and for some reason I never heard from him.
What? It could have got lost in the mail. It could have.
I think that's what happened.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I just have to know what side of your head was the ponytail.
Ooh,
Yeah.
I don't know if you could see it because the bangs were so big
Okay, all right.
that they obscured anything else behind them.
All my mom could do was a side pony, and now it's all I do on my child. I feel like I need to take a class because I do not. I can't do that to my kid.
But no, I mean, that's what your mom did for you, and you are now here for
But
us.
she looks super cute.
I mean,
Side pony.
She's way ahead. When I was her age, I was still bald, and my mom taped bows to my head so that people would know I was a girl.
So we're gonna move on from that one.
I'm not damaged.
I think you guys gotta move from the couch so that Emily can lay down. We can discuss it. Giancarlo, what about you, sir?
I'm well entertained. More than I ever thought it would be. Like for me, I started at a very young age, and I know it was necessity that guided me first to audition for my first Broadway show at 8 years old. I sang Happy Birthday on the stage of the Winter Garden Theater for a show called Maggie Flynn. But my father and mother were going through divorce, and I thought my mother was an opera singer, so I had been around music and wanted to just help out. And the moment that you're in a room with many, many people and the nervous tingle comes up, as it always will and always probably should, and you feel that interaction with a live audience, it was in that particular production, in my solo, which I realized that this was something I wanted to do. And it took a little longer for me to cultivate the conversation, the connection of energy between me as a performer, taking on that mask and doing it well, and then allowing the moment to feel the audience move from one place to another. And that was the moment that I realized that I wanted to be a storyteller, eventually. It took me years to direct and to be a producer and do television and film work, but it was in the theater that was galvanizing for me. And this year I'll go back to the theater in New York.
Oh, yes.
I'll start with doing a piece called Inherit the Wind on Broadway this year, which I'm excited about. But it's cultivating the energy that we cultivate right here between us, but between a lot more people like this room. And so that's when I knew that it was something I really wanted to do. And then you go through your kind of mental therapy, right? Of wanting to be a star and known in the glory of what if this happens and what if I become rich, what if I lose me? And you go through all that, those fantasies, and then you come back to earth and realize this is really it.
Yes.
Like this is it.
That's right.
And that's what we had. And so if we really want to be in service to what we love, then we really take hold of this, for better or for worse, for bitter or for sweet, for stripe or for not. Hey, I mean, this is what we do.
Absolutely.
And so it's taken me many years to really understand that this is the magic. And so I spend my time doing this for the magic.
I love that. Come on, make some noise.
It's interesting, the words we use are really important, the way we think is important. So the strike can scare you, and rightfully so, right? I feel for all the actors who don't know if they can pay next week's rent, and I feel for them. And yes, they can get what we need, because that's important for us to feel like we're getting what we already have worked for and deserve.
Yes.
And we love the studios, and they love us. It's when one boat rises, all boats should rise. So we're just trying to wake people up to go, it's time for our boat to rise. For me, I feel no fear. And so when this was coming, I needed a break. And I thought I needed a break to rest. But I needed a break to think about tomorrow.
That's right.
Because there are things I want to do that I haven't had time to do. Develop 3 different projects, develop a book, and that takes attention. And if you're constantly working and doing publicity, you don't have the time to do that. So I go, oh my goodness. In a way, the universe has given me a way to support my fellow actors, right? To fight for what we deserve to get, because our technology is about to change. And so soon you're going to see me, but I won't be here. That's what we're facing. Right? You're going to get all this, but it's not going to be me.
And I'm going to get paid.
Right. And I'm not going to get paid. Right? So I want you to get me, my heart, my soul, my gut, my feel. Not what looks like me. Right? So I'm taking this time to develop. Because I've been blessed enough to have, this is what I do. Pandemic, strike, call the accountant. Okay, how long do I have? 4 kids, 2 households, 5 cars, 3 in college. How long can I make it? How long can I make it?
You still owe me that money, don't forget.
Yeah. And so now I've got a few months to develop, find a director, find producers, raise money, develop one script, work with a writer. I'm not supposed to. Or at least talk about what you will do when all this ends. Put things in place. And it's important for all of us, I think, to realize no matter what we do. I'm just telling you what I do as a vocation. But what all of you do, too, requires that you think today for tomorrow. Because you may not want to be doing what you're doing right now tomorrow. Maybe you want to write a book. Maybe you always had a dream to do something. This is about dreams. Come on now. This is about bringing yourself in service to what you desire and dream for. And you can build it. And when you build it, they will come. Come on now. Come on.
This is that level of truth where we get to know you as people. And it's one thing to watch you, on a screen and you bring a character to life, but to know you is something even more special. What do you think is your best quality that we've never experienced because we've not talked to you? Yeah, I'm a person. We're in here. We're in here. That's right. Safe space, though. Safe space. It could be something yeah, whatever.
I'm just trying to think that what I would say and then what my husband would say. Because I think
We should definitely agree with you.
they're very different things. The way we see ourselves is very different,
Of
right?
course.
I'm the most loyal human being you will ever meet to a fault. And it bites me in the ass a lot. But I will not change.
That's the important part. Make some noise for that.
I will not let someone else's damage change me. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, there's a power in that. There's a strength in facing other people's diminished returns and still maintaining your hope.
Yeah,
So,
for
yeah,
sure.
you're hero. Yeah,
Sure.
absolutely.
Yeah. I think that my husband would probably say that I'm incredibly generous with my time and my heart and things like that.
That's wonderful.
Yeah.
I think those two things are true about you too. Golly, I'm so bad at being earnest and which I guess is, I tend to my husband gets so frustrated because I undercut, when he tries to give me compliments, I just undercut it with sarcasm and self-deprecation and stuff. And so I think maybe a good quality that I don't really let people see is how much it does mean to me when somebody says that something that I have done has an impact. And I think part of it is because my dad was a military man and very stoic, and I never doubted that I was loved. But you would give him a compliment and it would just be okay, thank you, yes. And that was it. And I had to learn when I got married that validation and approval don't have to be, it's not gratuitous. And that's my husband's love language. He needs and loves to know that something he has done has been special to me. And I had to learn that because I would be honey, this is fantastic, thank you so much. And I genuinely mean it. But then he, in the other direction, he would come back and like at some point, I'm like, oh, okay, you don't have to keep saying, like I don't trust it or something if somebody says it too much. It's not. But I also don't always let myself like appreciate it. And I do appreciate it. And I think there's just some part of me that like, that, wow, I'm really turning this into a therapy at the couch session. But I really do, I appreciate it so much. And actually, like this sort of, to me, leans into like some of the stuff that we're on strike about, because we know in this business that, and in any number of vocations, you have to work really hard. You have to, if you care deeply about something, you will work hours and hours and hours with no pay, with little pay. You will give yourself to it. And I feel like for a long time we felt like, well, we love this, we want to keep doing this, so we're just going to go with like these terms. And now we're in this moment where enough actors have decided that it's worth foregoing work for a while to say, okay, but this does have more value, and we have more value, and sure, you could save money doing it this way or this way or this way, but we sort of, one of the things that I love that's coming up right now for us as a society is the things that we're striking over with technology, with a standard of living is okay, are we gonna speak up for humanity in a way that we haven't, because we've been trying to save money, save time, do this, do that, and it might not be the easy choice, but what do we want to look like as a society? And I really value that right now, and I value when people appreciate my work. It means a lot to me. So, man, that's thanks.
No, we love it. And just as a subtle reminder, you do deserve the love. You do.
Thank you. Everybody does. Everybody does.
So you got questions before? Yeah, everybody. You too. He's gonna say.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's interesting. I'm just really in a happy place here. Feeling all warm and fuzzy.
Yeah, right before this panel, he was throwing his ball at me in the elevator. We were playing dodgeball, and he was in it for blood.
Totally. I find, it's such, we are mirrors of each other, and we exemplify so much of each other as human beings. And, to be able to say and give those accolades is a wonderful thing, but also to be able to just hear them and take them in and understand that it's a compliment and understand the sincerity behind it. Sometimes it plays on whether you deserve it or not. And we as human beings, each and every person in this room and each and every one on the stage deserves to understand how valued and loved and valuable we are and how our contribution makes a difference. And so, Emily, when you talk about where we are as humanity, it really rings a bunch of bells for me, because we're in a space now where, collectively, it would be wonderful if we could all lift our consciousness, raise our thinking about each other and our connections with each other. It's deeply imperative. That comes with being able to hear someone tell you how you make a difference in their life and sit there and really hear it and take it in. That comes with being able to tell someone else what a difference in your life they make. And that takes a certain amount of self-awareness and consciousness. But when you have it and you grow it, then someone else grows it. When you're in the room with someone who lifts up your energy, you feel it. We are energy. We're 90% water. We're energetic beings. And I may be down when I walk in here, but after trying to hit Emily with that dodgeball, I was hurt.
I won though.
She won.
I won.
We get fired by electrons, and we forget to be children and have fun. I forget. Forget all y'all. I forget. And when I start to remember, then I become unjaded again, and I start to think in a way I haven't thought before. And that way of thinking means that there is no limitation. No limitation, nothing holding you back, and there are no theys. Okay? So we go, oh, they didn't give
are you and I. They are human beings. They are people who just are in a different consciousness saying they don't want to give you more money. Well, money is a negative tool. It's paper. But who are they? They are versions of us. And so our job is to convince them and to have them understand with grace and patience and love and also fierceness, courage, fortitude, and fire that we are not going to back down. And say that. And when you think about it, yes, I love what I do, and I love that they are able to be partners in fulfilling the dream that we all have to see great entertainment because they can support it.
Yes.
So now we are on hold. And all that is lost, and when you read the paper, they talk about the billions and trillions that are being lost. It wouldn't be lost if they made our contract, if we made our contract 3 years ago. Now, we must convince us that we are valuable, worth it, with grace and love and aplomb. And it can be done, and it will be done. Come on.
There's a collection plate going on because of the roof. We need the building fund. We gotta take care of that. But here's the thing that I love, and I think you all embody this in so many different ways. It is a sense of unity. And it's not just about standing together amongst yourselves. It is calling out into the void and saying that those they need to remember that they are part of the us. And that is powerful because it's not separating the conversation, it's inclusive. And we're lucky that we're in a time where technology is allowing us to know the stories that you're telling so that we understand as up and coming practitioners, creatives, things like that, what you're doing for us.
Absolutely. So it's so difficult for me. I use me so I don't qualify and think that it's that I'm speaking for anyone else. Mm-hmm. But in my work and what I do in my life, I wake up and I'm in this body. So I'm thinking about the I and the me. Like, what else am I thinking about? It's I and me. But then I start to think, I start to wake up, have some water, and start to shake it off, and I may check in with the world, I may meditate first, and then I go, wait a minute, there's a we and an us that I'm a part of. And if I separate myself from that, I'm selfish. If I'm thinking every single day about how we can rectify what doesn't work from all ends of the spectrum, then I'm thinking about all of us. And that's where we can make a truly beautiful correction. Because I try to make that correction every day. Some days I succeed, some days I don't. On the elevator, I didn't succeed. I was trying to feel that. But other times I do.
You may be better for it, though.
Well, yeah. I mean, I returned to being a little child and working through my childhood aggressions. And that was good. But it's an interesting thing, and I think we're touching on it because it's all because of love, right? That's the strongest power we have. And so in all positive thinking and feeling, I already claim and know that the studios are going to be whole. They're going to be fine. They're going to make the contract. The actors are going to be fine. The writers are going to be whole. Right? That's a positive way to see it. And we're going to come through it having built up a certain character that will tell stories on an even deeper level. And it'll be beautiful. But that's a belief. And we have to go through the fire to get there. And it'll be a conversation, right? Heated or otherwise. And I think our world is reminiscent of all that's happening now, right? And given the amount of people in this room, it's really a beautiful thing to see that people can still come out to a Comic-Con and still have fun. Like, part of the reason I come here is because people are, they're in wonder and enchantment and joy and cosplay. And they're living out a fantasy. But believe it or not, your fantasy, your dream is you. Your dreams are you. What happens in your dreams when you're free and you can fly, is really what you want to have happen in your life. When you're waking and you're walking and you're in the heaviness of a real world, you can still carry the lightness and be in the fairy tale of your dream. And better still, you can cultivate that dream to happen and be your life. It's truly available. It's a matter of how you think and develop and put your attention in it. And it all comes back to love, care, attention, which will lead you to have everything you ever wanted in a very light, fun, beautiful, uplifting way.
I love it. Thanks so much. Thanks so much. I apologize to all of you. We are in the last few minutes of this panel, but I want to give you guys an opportunity to say something from your heart to your fans. Giancarlo, you've been like exposing all of this to everybody this whole time. But one last thing that you can share with us that lets us know a little bit something else about you that brings you joy.
My daughter. It changed my life. It changed my life. I think that's one of the things that I realized that, when this strike was sort of pending. We sold our house and we're leaving California to be closer to family. Because I think I realized that I have missed, I wouldn't change it, but I have missed birthdays and weddings and funerals and I've missed so many moments with my family because I was pursuing my dream. And they understood and they appreciated it and they would have had it no other way as well. But I think the older I get, now that I have my daughter, my husband and I are like, God, it goes so fast. It goes so fast. And I've got, if I'm lucky, 10, 15 years after my parents. And I just want every moment. You know what I mean? Every moment with them and every moment with her. And that's who I am.
You're reconnecting with your us, and that's beautiful.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
Well, given that this is the first city where I ever went to a convention,
Come on now.
and I had no idea what I was getting into, I am overwhelmed with the joy that I get from these experiences and the connection that I do feel to all of you. And the thing that I have wanted to communicate so much during this strike, because we have all these rules about what we're supposed to say, not supposed to say, and some of it, I agree, some of it feels a little arbitrary, and everyone is doing their best. We don't, we're trying to be more unified, and what's the message we want to get across? And one of the messages that is so important, I know, to all of us, I feel confident that I'm not just speaking for myself, is that you are vital to this storytelling process. We all love being storytellers, and for me, I also started acting in theater, and the thing, even when I was terrified and I had stage fright and I thought I was going to throw up, feeling that connection to the audience is what always brought me back, and having that exchange that happened in that moment that can't happen at any other time is what kept bringing me back, and seeing how I could learn more about myself and how I learn more from other people's stories than, this is the reason we tell kids fables, because you don't learn that much when someone is like, you need to do this. We learn through other characters, we learn through other people, we learn through metaphor. And I had no idea when I first started doing these conventions that this could be that it could be the completion of that storytelling loop and having that connection with all of you. And I am so grateful for you, and I'm so grateful that we are some of the lucky ones who get to do these conventions during this time of strike, because there's a lot of really hardworking actors who don't have another source of income like this, and you lift our spirits, and your excitement about what we do keeps us excited and keeps us hungry for finding new things to work on, and reminds us too about the connection that we have with the other people in our lives. It's such a beautiful such a wonderful thing that we get to do here. And so I just thank you so much, and I want you to know that, like, in any of the awkwardness that's going on with the strike and all that, we value you. You're the reason that we get to do what we do. So thank you for that, and thank you for being patient and trying to negotiate all the weird stuff.
Well, you asked the question. So, and the depth and breadth of that question, you know, what is real to me and what makes me the happiest right now in my life is that I've had the courage to look at myself first, to let go of judgment, and when judgment comes up, to identify it so as being my judgment and my brain. I'm most grateful for my family and my children, and that I'm able to listen to these beautiful four daughters when they say, hold on a minute. And you know, my instinct as a male with that machismo wants to cut them off because they're younger and they may not have lived long enough, and my understanding that they are who they are and they are contributors to my life as well as theirs. And so I'm most grateful to be able to look into my own self and still be connected and still be in joy and still be willing to be wrong, to have fault, and still love myself. And learn how to transmute that beyond what I do, right? I put everything into the basket of what I do. I love it, and everything else could fall apart in the world. And now I won't allow myself to fall apart because I don't need to. Because what I do is also a part of who I am. But who I am was always there first. It just wasn't available yet. And so I am the happiest I've ever been in my life. I'm the most available I've ever been. And it allows me to know that my journey, the road has gotten even deeper and longer and richer and fuller because I'm not afraid to strip off the mask of whoever I thought I was, or you may think I am from all the characters I played. And I have enough courage to be this person who is in love with life, who is a contributor, who is in service to the world just as it is right now. And whether you know it or not, all is perfect. All is perfect and as it should be. And so if we're able to look at it without limitation and walk in that lane, no matter what's happening around us, we will be a part of a great and positive change. I love all of you very much. Thank you so much.
So please carefully, quietly make your way out this way and have a great rest of your day. Thank you all.
Question.